Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless preview. As Kyle makes one final move, Billy's decision floors Sally since returning. Young and Restless Amanda has done her best to try and convince everyone that they shouldn't worry too much about Aristotle Dumas. But can she, let alone the mystery man, really be trusted? In this week's preview, at least one Genoa City resident is determined to find out more about the much-discussed businessman. In the park, Nate, with Audra, reminds Amy of the importance of keeping a positive attitude. Amy says she's finally listening and has come to a decision about her future. How will it impact this newly forming clan? As Nikki's birthday celebration got underway, mysterious invites from Dumas went out to many to attend a party he'll be hosting in the south of France. We won't have to wait much longer to meet him, as the party is scheduled to kick off on June 13th. Should folks be worried that the event is being held on Friday the 13th? At Nikki's party, Kyle and Claire discuss filling one another's dance cards. But first, he's got something he needs to take care of. What? Well, a move he hopes might make an impression on Victor. Has Kyle learned nothing from his dad, who has battled the mustache unsuccessfully for literally decades? Finally, it looks as if, even before he makes his grand appearance, Dumas is managing to stir up trouble, especially where Billy and Sally are concerned. Is she right to be worried that he's so heavily invested in Dumas as opposed to focusing on their new company? He might also want to keep at least one eye on Phyllis, who is cooking up a scheme of her own. Read the Young and Restless spoilers to find out who Nick receives an intriguing proposal from and who Lily makes a promise to. In Genoa City, decisions aren't just about business or love. They're about legacy, identity, and sometimes revenge. As summer heats up, the Young and the Restless throws its players into a swirling vortex of ambition, romance, and long-simmering vendettas. At the eye of this particular storm, Kyle Abbott, Billy Abbott, and Sally Spectra. By week's end, a trio of personal reckonings will collide in spectacular fashion, resulting in a final play from Kyle, a thunderous decision from Billy, and a reaction from Sally that no one saw coming. Kyle's last stand ever since his return to Genoa City, Kyle has danced between loyalty to the Abbott name and his own sense of betrayal. His marriage to Summer collapsed under the weight of lies, distance, and lingering questions about what he really wants, both in business and in love. Now, with Audra manipulating Jabot from within and Tucker McCall circling like a vulture, Kyle has had enough. He storms into Jabot with a folder clutched in his hand, one he calls his last word. Inside, a detailed proposal to buy out Tucker's stake using Abbott family leverage, a strategic alliance with a silent partner whose name will send a ripple of intrigue through boardrooms and living rooms alike. Theo Vanderway, Theo's name, long absent from Genoa City but never forgotten, immediately causes shockwaves. Kyle is betting it all on a partnership with his one-time rival. This, he insists, is his path to reclaiming the Abbott name without having to live in Jack's shadow. But Jack, ever the patriarch, warns. Sometimes saving the family name means knowing when to walk away from it. Kyle doesn't flinch. This is his final move. Billy's bombshell across town, Billy Abbott is facing a different crossroads. As the COO of Chancellor Winters, he's been fighting an uphill battle to prove he's evolved beyond the reckless gambler who nearly took down Jabot years ago. But beneath the surface, Billy's internal war continues, between the man he is and the man the world expects him to be. Enter Sally Spectra. When Sally approaches Billy with a pitch for a bold, independent media startup under the Chancellor Winters umbrella, she expects resistance. What she gets instead is an enthusiastic partner, at first, but just as they begin building momentum, Billy drops the bomb. He's resigning. Sally, blindsided, demands to know why. Billy's response is stunning. Because I believe in this project. Too much to taint it with the name Abbott or the baggage of Chancellor Winter's politics. I want this to be yours, entirely yours. For the first time, someone is handing Sally not just a role, but the reins. Her reaction is visceral, a mix of disbelief, gratitude, and rising panic. She's wanted control her entire life. Now she has it. But at what cost? Sally's choice. With Billy stepping away, Sally is left with a studio space, a skeleton crew, and the faint echo of a dream she can now shape into reality. But her success could make her a target, particularly for Phyllis, who still sees her as a threat to Summer and, worse, a fraud. Phyllis confronts her at Crimson Lights, delivering a line that could cut diamonds. You may think you've earned this, but just remember, in this town, you don't get to rewrite your past. You just get to survive it. Sally doesn't blink. She's heard worse. She's lived worse. But Phyllis's words linger. Adding to her dilemma is a surprise offer from Lauren Fenmore, a distribution deal that could skyrocket the startup's reach, but at the cost of independence. Sally must now weigh partnership against autonomy, all while processing Billy's sudden exit and Kyle's rising ambition. Family ties and loose ends. Meanwhile, Jack is reeling from Kyle's betrayal, even as Ashley finds herself more and more drawn to Billy's bold decision. He did what we all pretend to do, she tells Jack. He put someone else first. Maybe it's time we try that for once. Victor Newman, watching from the sidelines, sees opportunity. With Kyle on a mission and Billy adrift, the Newman patriarch begins forming quiet overtures to both men, each representing a potential tool in his grander vision of corporate consolidation. A city on edge as Friday's cliffhanger approaches. Genoa City is bracing for a new chapter. Kyle receives an anonymous warning. Theo has his own endgame. Watch your back. Sally uncovers a legal clause that could tie her new project to Newman Media unless she acts quickly. Billy, now officially out, sits alone at Society, unaware that a new player is watching him from across the bar. Jill Foster Abbott. She lifts her glass, then whispers to herself, "Time to bring the boy home. The pieces are in motion. The players are set." And as Kyle makes his last stand, Billy steps away, and Sally takes her throne. One truth rises above all. In Genoa City, no move is ever really final until the fallout begins. Stay tuned.